Welcome CNG 124 online to Monday of week 5. Let's see. Going back to the discussions, it was good to see that some of the problems were the same, and that's kind of what the weekly reflective discussion is seeing that you're not the only one that's doing or might be having issues with the same material as somebody else, and this is a good way to help form bonds in the class and work through assignments. Maybe the person that posts first maybe got a head start on it, and you're able to connect with this person and say, hey, I saw how it was done in the videos, but did you do it differently? Did you find a different way to do it? Building the cables, yeah, I kind of got a late start on that one. We'll definitely have that lab due. And like I said, make sure you're dropping off the cables at your local campus for the internal mail to get them to me, or that's probably the best way. I would say send me a picture, but there's so many tiny little things that have to deal with the cable, and I'd love to give you feedback on your cable. And look, as close as I get this one, it still doesn't give you all the information that I'd like you to see. So please send those in. I'll look at them, give you feedback, send them back, give you a score. And maybe you decide, hey, look, I want to fix this and make it better and send it back again. That's perfectly fine. If you have the opportunity to come to campus, I do the same lab in the face-to-face classes. Plus, I also do a different lab 5 for them. They actually terminate a patch panel and a wall jack. So if you'd like the experience on that too, I could recommend that you come to this campus on a weekend and just say you want to do the cabling wall. If you want to do that, I believe I can get you the lab and put it in like an alternate lab folder, so you guys have access to that. But that's a really handy skill to know how patch panel works, how punch down tool works, how to terminate a keystone. But it's the same exact thing that we learned last week. It's just following the A or B principle and what works. There were a few discussions that said packet tracer is difficult. Packet tracer is difficult to learn. That's why I want to expose you guys early. Make sure you use it. Make sure you try experimenting with it. Create another network. Just make sure that you don't put it down and lose it. Watch that video. And like I said, there's also like an hour-long video that you should probably watch just to help you understand the depth of packet tracer a little bit more, because we're going to dive right into it very, very soon. Let's see, in week 5, no reading. Make sure I wanted to point that out. Week 5 is more about trying to understand calculating subnet mask and prefixes, number of bits to borrow. Watch this homework video. See if I can expand it. Make sure to watch Lab 6 homework video, because I go in depth. Maybe a shortcut to help you out just a little bit too. In Lab 6, let's see if I can bring this up. We start to look at only Class C subnetting. And we want to make sure that you pay attention to this spot here. Hosts, nodes, okay, and nodes. So I only use 2 different variables here, hosts, nodes, clients. All mean the end user devices. The biggest mistake here with these labs as we start out is this area here, because if you get off on, say, the available host range or the broadcast, it makes every other network off. So you will get feedback on these. If you like to do it early and submit it into John, just so we can overlook it and say, hey, John, can you take a look at this before I submit this? That would be a great idea. Remember that the number of hosts per subnet is going to be 2 more than the usable host, because we can't use the first, we can't use the last. The bits to borrow we're only going to be dealing with the 4th octet. So we need to make sure that all the bits will equal, the bits borrowed and the bits remaining have to equal 8 to get our 1 byte. And then what class of address is in it? Easy to figure out with just this answer here. The subnet prefix, remember the class C starts the /24. So this is what I'm giving you, the 197.31024. Then it's your job to subnet it to accommodate 28 hosts per subnet. So make sure you walk through these very, very slowly. Make sure to check your work. When you do check your work, about 3 semesters ago, I thought it was in here. I'll have to find it. Let's see. Subnet. I'll have to find where I put this. So there are subnet cheat sheets available on the web. A TA did put in a really good one, and I believe at the back of the workbook's another one. So here we have basically a subnet cheat sheet, which will show our prefix, subnet mask, total IPs, usable IPs. Use this for now when you're starting, but make sure you pull yourself off of this or practice it enough that you can not use this. Once again, you see the same numbers over and over and over: 128, 192, 224, 240, 248, 252, 254. We really don't subnet this high. We won't get into there. So make sure you just know at least up to 30, because that's the 2 usable IPs. Is probably the lowest we can go, since we have to accommodate the network and broadcast. But then, as you see, you can kind of view how the /1 would work, the /2, /3, /4, /5, so on and so forth as you get to the top. It doesn't tell you the subnets per I guess prefix, and I believe I showed you that in the video. I'll rewatch that video and make sure. But if you write down the 8 dashes, that will always have, remember that once again too, the 8 dash lines in subnetting will always get you unstuck. And like I said, there's multiple different ways to use that. At the end of this week is test 1, so make sure you take that test. You only get 1 shot at it. It starts it's due the 23rd, starts the 17th, so start today. If you have any questions, please let me know. Make sure if you didn't get that cable kit, head to your nearest campus and pick it up. They should be in. $16.99, I believe, is the price. If you want to come down to Larimer, I do have free cable, free stuff that you could use. We also have an open lab here on campus, to where Friday afternoons 2 to 5, BP 116 is our CNG lab. There you have access to all the things, and on the weekends from 9 to 5, both Saturday and Sunday, you can also come to the Larimer campus and try the cabling wall to get your hand experienced with working in a patch panel and drywall. So let's have a good week this week. Make sure there's no reading, but don't slack off. Make sure to practice subnetting in the workbook. That'll help you a lot before trying to do the assignment. And if you have any questions, email myself or John.